afternoon. It is 5 minutes after 5 here at WFAN in New York. I'm Ed Coleman with the latest sports update. This update being brought to you by Lufthansa Airlines. And before we get started, let's take a check on the roads this afternoon. Here is Dennis O'Mara.
All right, Ed. Outbound Lincoln Tunnel has a 30-minute wait. They've cleared a stalled truck from the tube. Go to the Holland. Save yourself 10 minutes. Coming back into town, avoid the Lincoln. Use the Holland. All approaches to the GW are crowded. The usual delays, Deegan, Harlem River Drive, and West Side Highway. And the LIE is very slow through Queens, especially inbound. They've just cleared a stall at the Elmhurst gas tanks to use the outbound Grand Central. BQE is backed up northbound Queens Boulevard construction. We have some subway problems. Southbound R&N trains are express only between Prince Street, Manhattan, and DeKalb Avenue in Brooklyn. Northbound service affected earlier is now running on schedule. I'm Dennis O'Mara. Shadow traffic on Sports Radio 1050.
All right, thank you, Dennis. The New York Jets made a trade this afternoon. They sent defensive lineman Barry Bennett to the L.A. Raiders for an undisclosed draft pick. Bennett had been with the Jets the last 6 years. He is a 10-year veteran who led Jets linemen with 63 tackles last season. Bennett had been placed on 10-day recallable waivers by the Jets. Seton Hall basketball coach P.J. Carlissimo today signed a new 5-year contract to lead the Pirates. Seton Hall won 7 of their last 9 games, including 2 wins over top 10 Pittsburgh to finish at 20-11. It was the first 20-win season in 30 years for the Hall, which will get its first ever NCAA bid on Sunday. A short while ago, the Student Council voted to have P.J. Carlissimo out as basketball coach. P.J. today said no hard feelings.
It would be silly for me to listen to people that like me or think I can coach and not at the same time listen to people who don't think we can coach or didn't do a good job. Those people are entitled to their opinion, and I think that the students and particularly the university community, but also our fans and alumni have supported the team very, very well over the years, and I think that they will continue to do so.
College basketball tonight in the Big Ten. It is Michigan at Illinois. Purdue will be at Ohio State. The ECAC Metro Conference semis in Teaneck, New Jersey. LIU, Fairleigh Dickinson in one matchup. St. Francis of Brooklyn and Monmouth in the other. Also, the PCAA is getting underway out on the West Coast, and the Atlantic 10 Conference Championship game, Morgantown, West Virginia, #1 Temple taking on Rhode Island. Back with baseball and more after this.
People don't expect the world of you on a first meeting. You have to earn their admiration and trust through consistent excellence. The kind of excellence international business travelers have come to expect from Lufthansa. Over 95% of our international flights arrive on time. Over 95%. And because of this, we can afford to give a solid guarantee, backed by cash, to our first and business class passengers. We guarantee they will make their Lufthansa connecting flights at our state-of-the-art hub in Frankfurt or at any of our other destinations in Germany. With a guarantee like this, plus over 500 punctual flights a day to more than 160 cities, the world's business travelers can rely on one airline to get them where they want to be on time. Lufthansa. People expect the world of us.
Whenever you fly Lufthansa, you can accumulate mileage on United's, Delta's, or U.S. Air's frequent flyer programs. Call your travel agent or Lufthansa.
In a game heard right here over WFAN, the Mets beat Baltimore 11-6 in Miami today. Prior to the game, a closed-door meeting for the Mets to air out their differences over the Strawberry statement, which came out yesterday. Darryl Strawberry very critical of his teammates and manager Davey Johnson. The Yankees won the day once again, beating Texas. Paul Porter has the details.
The New York Yankees defeated the Texas Rangers 10-3 at Port Charlotte, Florida, in an awesome display of Yankee power. The Yanks got home runs from Jose Cruz and Mike Pagliarulo, with Bags Comer coming during a 5-run ninth inning. For the Yankees, 10 runs on 12 hits and no errors. For Texas, 3 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. Again, the final, the Yankees 10 and the Rangers 3 in Port Charlotte, Florida. Paul Porter for Sports Radio 1050 WFAN.
And the Dodgers beat Cincinnati 6-5 today. Former Mets reliever Jesse Orosco got the win. Third at Aqueduct, Twinkle Big Star B, the winner, $6, $322.40. Polly Quack L, the place horse, $322.40. Relatively Smart, $280. H, the show horse, B&L, the Exacta in the third, $15. Fourth at Aqueduct, Role Play I, the winner, $620, $440, $320. Mine, H, the place horse, $1480, $1040. My Mother Warned Me, G, the show horse, $520. Fourth Exacta, H&I, $125.60. H-I-I-H, finish was the Quinella 87-20. That's the latest. We'll have an update at 5:30. I'm Ed Coleman for Sports Radio 1050 WFAN. With the latest news, here's Asa Dorfman.
And at 5:10, 63 degrees. Good afternoon. Here's the latest news from WFAN. A Super Tuesday casualty. New York Congressman Jack Kemp finished a distant fourth yesterday among Republican candidates. Kemp has scheduled a news conference tomorrow, and sources tell UPI he'll say he is quitting the race for the White House. The Grumman Corporation announced today to lay off 700 employees. 600 work for the big Grumman operation on Long Island. Grumman says the layoffs are needed because of cutbacks in military aircraft production. Some lawmakers on Capitol Hill heard testimony today from former street gang members. Dan Scanlon reports.
Flipping hamburgers at the Golden Arches versus selling crack. No contest, say former gang members who testified before a committee on Capitol Hill on street gangs and violence. Ismael Huerta, a former Los Angeles gang member, says kids can add quickly.
They see the drug dealers, and they say, I'm over there working my behind off, and I'm making $4 an hour, and these guys are bringing in more than I do in a week, in one day.
Former gang members say prevention's the key. Once a kid is in a gang, he or she is brainwashed. Drugs are easy, fast money, and some kids can make enough in a week to buy a house, unless they're arrested or killed first. Dan Scanlon, Mutual News, Capitol Hill.
And the Writers Guild of America strike went bi-coastal today. More than 100 members took to the picket lines outside the MGM building in Manhattan. The walkout is now 3 days old, and it's already affecting some soap operas. The Tonight Show and Late Night with David Letterman forced into reruns. On Wall Street, on the New York Stock Exchange, the Dow closed at 2,074.27, down 6.80. Average price per share was down 3 cents. On the Amex, price per share was up 15 cents. The WFAN weather forecast for the tri-state area. Showers likely this evening, possibly heavy at times, the low around 40. Tomorrow, partly sunny and breezy, the high near 50. Right now, 57 degrees in White Plains, 51 in Islip, and 63 degrees in Central Park. That is the latest WFAN news and weather at 5:12. I'm Asa Dorfman for Sports Radio 1050 WFAN.
Standing on the pinnacle of greatness, the ninth wonder of the world, a walking encyclopedia of sports knowledge. The nation's #1 talk show talent on the nation's #1 sports talk show. Compelling to hear. Truly the undisputed champion in his game and held in awe by his peers. Who can this paragon of excellence be? Why, it's Pete Franklin.
From the studios of WFAN in beautiful New York, this is Pete Franklin, and I talk to more sports fans than anyone. Boy, it's great, isn't it? Mets finally won a game. Hey! I'm not going to get that excited about it. It's exhibition baseball, fans. Well, all right, Jimmy Nedelka is my producer today. Joan Chin is my technician. Is that right? Wow, geez, all right. Looks better than Steve Cohen. All right, okay. And our telephone lines open up at 1-800-635-1050. That's the number to call. Now, here's what you do. If you want to call the show, I have 2 rules on the show. 1, don't call me twice in the course of the same broadcast. That's number 1. Number 2, if you're dull and boring, don't call. Save it. All right? Fine. Traffic is going pretty good. This is, of course, the rush hour right now. And we're on a little bit late, which is great. People ask me, do I mind this? No, I'm getting paid. I don't mind this. I don't mind this at all. Get to listen to baseball. Something about baseball. Just love it. Never mind listening to baseball. Baseball is just so fabulous. And we're getting closer and closer to the season, and I notice my disposition is getting better. Now, you may not notice that because, well, you just may not notice it, but I feel better when we get closer and closer to the opening of this season. Hello there.
Hello, Pete.
How you doing?
Okay, I've been trying to get through for a long time. It's a pleasure.
All right.
I'd like to ask you, Pete, your opinion on, of course, the Mets now and Darryl Strawberry.
Oh, what happened today?
Yes, I'd like to...
I've got the whole story here. I read the whole story from Esquire, and Esquire's thrilled. Mike LaPica is thrilled because it's a great story, and New York sports writers are thrilled, and the fans are thrilled. And it's a real hatchet job on the players on the part of Strawberry. It's a real hatchet job. That's what I think about it. I'm not going to say the diplomatic thing here. I'm going to tell you what I think.
Right.
I think that when you and I are on the same team, I have a certain loyalty I must have to you.
Mm-hmm.
I must express that loyalty to you, and I expect the same thing in return back. I believe that all dirty linen should be kept in the dressing room. And I think when you sit around and chew the fat with a sports writer and start ripping, that's the only word I can call it, ripping, and
Right.
running down your fellow teammates or employees to the press, that is uncalled for, and that is the epitome of arrogance.
Right.
Now, someone's going to tell you he didn't mean that. That's what he meant.
Do you think that it's going to have any effect on the...
Nah.
No?
Not in New York. Not in New York. New York, controversy is part of it here. We enjoy it in New York even. It livens it up. Look at the newspapers. You take a look at the headlines. Daryl's dirt.
Yeah, you're right.
New Yorkers get a laugh out of it. I get a laugh out of it. We knock the things about this town, and we love the things about this town. There isn't a day that I'm not amused by something happening in New York, and the thing that amuses me the most is when they take the most casual story in a newspaper and try to make a federal out of it. This was a case of bad taste, but the players are not surprised by Darryl Strawberry's arrogant comments, and by the way, he's got a right to make arrogant comments, as everyone has a right to, but it's not going to have anything to do with love and harmony. That's not needed in baseball. Now, if it was basketball, hockey, and football, then I'd be coming off the wall and I would tell you that is deadly.
Right.
But baseball is a star of individual egos, and they can hate each other's guts. The Oakland A's hated each other, if you remember. They were fighting with each other. They were all trying to kill Reggie Jackson, which is a good idea. But they won. So it won't have anything to do with anything.
Right. Well, thank you very much, and we love your show.
All right. It really won't. Baseball doesn't make any difference. Really doesn't.
You think that's noise? When people first come to us at Jane and Craig's, the window factory, they usually do. But by the time they leave, they think it's the sweetest music they've ever heard. Hi, I'm Craig, and that's the music of Jane and Craig's manufacturing replacement windows. You see, only by manufacturing our own windows can we offer you the prices that have made us famous, direct from the factory price. When you come to Jane and Craig's, you eliminate middlemen and sales commission. In other words, you buy direct. We've even assembled a tremendous selection of full-size windows so you can accurately compare. So whether you want them installed or do it yourself, come on into Jane and Craig's. For directions, call 1-800-832-5678. That's 1-800-832-5678. You'll arrive to the noise of our making windows and leave to the music of your saving money. Jane and Craig's, the window factory since 1948.
It's worth the trip.
Call for directions to the location nearest you. 1-800-832-5678. That's 800-832-5678.
If you don't already have a mobile cellular phone,
chances are you're ready to join the world and buy one. Question is, which cellular phone and who do you buy it from? Well, fortunately, there are some good answers, and you'll find them at your local Drive Phone dealer. Just look for the Gary Carter display and pick up his free booklet, Questions You Should Ask Before Buying a Cellular Mobile Phone. You see, Drive Phone is the largest distributor of cellular phones in the tri-state area, with a dealer network of trained professionals who can guide you to the cellular phone that best suits your needs and won't sell it to you if it doesn't. That's because your Drive Phone dealer carries just about every kind of cellular phone in every price range. So if you're ready for a cellular phone, connect with a dealer from the Drive Phone network. He's ready to show you a whole world of cellular phones. And while you're there, pick up your free Gary Carter booklet. For the Drive Phone dealer nearest you, call 201-843-6400. Drive Phone is an authorized Metro One agent.
A suit this good at a price like that?
Hey, I'll take two. I'd expect to pay much more.
It's another great item from Sears. Our auction limited polyester and wool blend two-piece suits at our lowest price of the season.
Boy, what a great price. Yeah.
In regular shorts and longs, double and single-breasted style jackets, pleated or plain front trousers, all for just $99.
Just $99?
You're kidding.
You save over $60.
On second thought, maybe I'll take three.
There's more for your life. Sale ends Saturday.
At Sears,
WFAN. All right, welcome to the Darryl Strawberry Show. Darryl, of course, talking to a sports reporter, telling him some wonderful things like Gary Carter, the kid. He just quit. That's all he said about his teammate. He said his teammate quit. Now, when you say that about a man in sports, that's about the worst thing in the world you can say. Agree or disagree? He just quit. What did he say about Keith Hernandez? He called him the Mex. You know, they got these loving terms for each other. Who the hell knows where his head was half the time last season? Then he had some comment about David Johnson. Nobody could figure out some of the stuff he was doing all season. He inferred they would have won with Whitey Herzog managing. He made some loving comments about redneck Wally Backman. Lenny Dykstra, selfish guy that if he got his hits, he was happy, didn't give a damn about the rest of the team. Darryl Strawberry running his mouth and saying that this year he's going to keep his mouth shut. And, of course, it makes for a wonderful issue for Esquire. They're thrilled. They'll sell more copies of Esquire in New York. They ordinarily will. A lot of you people will buy it, and you react to it seriously. But Darryl hit last year, and Darryl is king, and Darryl can say whatever he wants, and Darryl can do whatever he wants as long as he keeps hitting. Hello there.
Yes, hello, Pete.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
When the season had first started, you had said that we should give Patino and Bianchi.
All right, just hold it a moment because I got to break for the traffic. But you stay right there, and we'll get back to you with the Knicks, okay?
Okay, sure.
All right, well, I got to break for the traffic. Dennis is out there. I don't know if Dennis is stuck. Dennis, how's the traffic doing?
All right, Pete, in and out here very quickly. The eastbound cross Bronx, you've got your usual delays plus some extra volume around Jerome Avenue. They're clearing an accident there. Holland Tunnel, slower than normal. 25-minute delay out of town because of earlier problems. Use the Lincoln or the George Washington Bridge. Police tell us the Bell Parkway is heavy westbound at Bay Parkway. There's a stalled car on the roadway. And problems in Queens on the Cross Island. The LIE southbound traffic delayed due to an accident. We have no current transit problems. Everything's on schedule. I'm Dennis O'Barra. Shadow Traffic on Sports Radio 1050.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Frank Perdue.
When I first got the idea to make my Perdue Done-It fresh roasted chicken, I didn't go off half-cocked and start cooking. After all, I don't raise my birds on the best of everything just to turn around and do them a culinary injustice. That's why I went through hundreds of seasoning combinations and several cases of heartburn before I hit on the perfect recipe. A marinade of lemon juice, rosemary, tarragon, and pepper that enhances my chicken's inherent good taste. Then I ranged far and wide looking for the proper oven and never found it. So I had one specially made. It slowly roasts my chickens and chicken parts individually, so they turn out extra tender and so consistently perfect that my breasts are actually as juicy as my thighs. Now, you'd probably never go to this much trouble to cook chicken. But since I already have, why should you?
And try fresh Perdue Done-It fully cooked nuggets, cutlets, and tenders. If you want great chicken dishes, don't do it. Perdue Done-It. All King supermarkets have fresh Perdue Done-It products on sale. Why not stop in and buy some?
Today, just about everyone is talking about Lincoln. Maybe because there's so much to talk about. Of the new Lincoln Continental, Motor Trend magazine said,
"It's a magic carpet limo that shifts to tied-down sports sedan when you want or need it to." One of our judges said, as a total package, it's the best American luxury car ever to come down the road.
Road and Track magazine called the Lincoln Mark 7 LSC
America's answer to the Mercedes 560 SEC and BMW 635 CI. Smooth, fast, and roadable. A homegrown luxury coupe that invites comparison with Europe's best.
And finally, a Detroit newspaper said of the uncompromised Lincoln Town Car,
"If you're an extremist concerning comfort and quiet,
If you buy cars for their stunning effect on friends and neighbors, check out the Lincoln Town Car.
Clearly, almost everyone is talking about Lincoln, even the competition. Lincoln. Once again, world-class luxury is measured in miles, not kilometers.
The Sports Authority, Sports Radio 1050, WFAN. All sports, all the time.
All right, let's get back to the call. I'm sorry I had to interrupt our conversation, sir. Go ahead, please.
Oh, that's okay. When the season had started, you had said we should give Patino and Bianchi a chance, to establish themselves.
You are correct.
Okay. And you had talked about some of the players. You pretty much said that other than Ewing and Jackson, you didn't really feel that the Knicks had a core team.
Correct. For a world championship type caliber team down the road. You are paraphrasing and quoting me correctly the essence and spirit of what I said. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, with regard to Gerald Wilkins, Sidney Green, and Bill Cartwright, especially Bill Cartwright, I know you specifically called a stiff.
Yes.
And you also didn't seem to feel that Gerald Wilkins ever would be able to be a top-notch player.
That's correct.
I'm just wondering, Wilkins seems to have changed a lot this season in terms of his defense as well as his offense in terms of how he's actually played.
He's worked very hard, and he's done a marvelous job, but I look at him as a sixth man. I don't look at him as a premier shooting guard, which I think a championship team has to have the way the game is played today. When I make that comment, I make the comment in relationship to what I consider to be the foundation of the franchise. And if you heard me at the beginning of the year, I was enthusiastically applauding the signing of Sidney Green because it meant we didn't give up a player. It bought us more time. And you need time for the system to get into shape. You need to not trade first-round draft choices for Juwan Oldham and Gerald Henderson. Some of the dumb things that were done by the schmuckos who were running this operation in the past. Bianchi and Patino have very patiently worked with the players. Kenny Walker, I think, and Wilkins are going to be good people coming off the bench. But in the final analysis, I think that this ball club, when it gets to where it's going to get to, Ewing and Jackson are going to be at the forefront. All the other people that we might be talking about are people that, if they're still with the club down the road, will be supplementary. I don't think you hang your hat on them. I'm not saying you couldn't win with them if you added more talent, but I don't perceive the people we're talking about getting to the level I want them to get to. And when I look at the Knicks, I look at them as a future world championship team down the road, and I see a Jackson and a Ewing still here in 3 or 4 years as being very much part of that beautiful picture. But I'd like to see some other, what I would call stars.
Well, do you think that Bill Cartwright could be part of a team?
No. 3 or 4 years down the road, he's done. He's done. He's got a couple of years to go, and he's done a nice job as a number 2 man. He's played hard. He's a good guy. He's intelligent. But for what you're paying him, he's a stiff. I mean, for what you're paying him and what he does, of course, his teammates and Knick fans will react very negatively to what I've just said. And it's nothing personal. But if I were the general manager, I don't think I'd be doing anything different than Bianchi. He has a very significant value. Now, why shouldn't he be dealt off quickly? It's very simple if you understand the NBA. There's something very exciting that's going to be happening in a few months. It's called expansion, and that means rip-off time. You get millions and millions of dollars from those schnooks in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Miami and elsewhere, and you protect X number of players. So some of these, each team is going to lose 1 or maybe 2 guys that will probably start for the Charlotte, whatever they are, the Charlotte Crackers, the Miami Heat. And you'll see what will happen in a few months. You'll see that everything I'm telling you now will come to fruition at that point in time. So teams are trading differently now. They understand the system and they understand what's happening. The fans do not. The media should educate them on that, should remind them of that's why the philosophy should be different of your team right now. Your team right now should be attempting to get high draft choices. Greatest thing in the world for the Knicks is not to make the playoffs, in my opinion. Get a lottery pick because they desperately need a guy who can fill it up and has got unlimited potential. I don't believe Wilkins falls in that category. Yet I have to applaud his improvement and his contribution.
Let me ask you, if they do not make the playoffs, who do you think are the perhaps top 7 players that may be available that could help the Knicks the most?
I could answer that off the top of my head, but I'd rather not. What I would rather do is see them get a small forward or shooting guard that is a fill-it-up artist. I really want them to get a scorer more than anything, unless there's a super big guy out there. I don't see one out there unless J.R. Reed comes out early. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more.
All of the sports news of the day, but keep your radio dial tuned to Sports Radio 1050. Every night from 11:30 to midnight, WFAN presents the Fan Sports Final, an in-depth look at the day's happenings in the world of sports. And on Sunday, the Fan Sports Final expands to 1 hour as we review the past week, look ahead to the next week, and keep you up to date with the latest sports news. So if you have an ear for sports, join us at 11:30 Monday through Saturday and at 11 on Sunday for the Fan Sports Final exclusively on Sports Radio 1050 WFAN.
Good afternoon. I'm Ed Coleman. Here's the latest sports update at 5:30 at WFAN. This update being brought to you by Zenith. Things will be hopping at Madison Square Garden tonight as the Knicks try to extend their home court win streak, but the L.A. Lakers are here, defending world champions, and they have specialized this year in breaking streaks and breaking teams on their home court. James Worthy was a guest earlier today with Greg Gumbel on Sports Radio 1050. He's looking forward to the matchup.
The Knicks always play us tough. I think their defense gets them started. They play a full-court pressure defense and really try to control the tempo, and I think we fell victim to that. They match up pretty well with us. They're quick. They got a good point guard. They can run the basketball when necessary. So it's always a big game when we play the Knicks.
College Hoops Atlantic 10 Conference Championship decided tonight in Morgantown, West Virginia. Number 1 Temple going up against Rhode Island. Rhodey has lost twice to the Owls thus far this year. Tom Penders, their coach, was a guest with Mike Francesa on WFAN earlier today. He says his team has one thing going in its favor.
One thing that is in our favor in the ball game is I think the pressure is off the ball club, and Temple plays at a pace that should allow us to get some rest. We'll try to press them at times because that's our style, but Temple will use the clock and take their time, and it should be an interesting ball game.
Seton Hall coach P.J. Carlissimo today signed a new 5-year contract to head up the Pirates, and they will face Georgetown in opening round Big East action. That'll be on Friday, and Seton Hall will get its first ever NCAA bid on Sunday. Back with more after this.
You know, I really respect my parents. Their motto in life has always been buy quality. That applied to everything, including the TV sets they bought. As long as I can remember, Mom and Dad always had Zenith televisions in our house, and they've always worked great. Even today, the Zenith 25-inch diagonal console they bought when I was growing up still has terrific color and a super picture. They always joked that our Zenith TVs would outlast all of us. Who knows? They may be right. Now, I just bought a new Zenith System 3 color TV for my own family. Believe me, it was tough to choose from all the great Zenith models. So many of them have state-of-the-art features and sleek, modern design. Well, I found the right Zenith set at the right price for my own home, and I couldn't be happier. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for the good advice. And if you're looking for a color TV, take some advice from a satisfied customer. Buy quality. Buy smart. Buy a Zenith.
Mets got their first exhibition win today, 11-6 over Baltimore. The Yankees beat Texas 10-3. The Jets made a trade. They sent defensive lineman Barry Bennett to the L.A. Raiders for an undisclosed draft pick. Tissue samples taken from the body of former LSU hoop star Don Redden revealed today that he died of natural causes. Medical examiners ruled out heredity and blocked arteries as the cause of the heart attack that killed Canisius basketball player Jeff Taggart on Saturday. They did say that Taggart's heart is twice the weight of a normal heart and was in bad condition. Fifth at Aqueduct today, Wingim Act was the winner. That's G, $3.80, $2.60, and $2.60. Daniela Drive, $3, $2.40. A, the place horse. Show horse was C, Fasta Dancer, $5.60. Fifth Exacta was G and A, $11.60. Sixth at Aqueduct, Swift and Lucky, K, the winner, $5.60, $2.80, $2.40. Active Wear, D, the place horse, $3, $2.80. And Cove Stayer, B, the show horse, paid $3.20. G and K was the Exacta in the sixth at Aqueduct, and that paid $16.40. That is the latest. Make that K and D, excuse me, K and D, $16.40. That's
good to be accurate.
Yes, it certainly is. Certainly is. You're right. So that's the latest. We'll have an update at 6. I'm Ed Coleman for Sports Radio 1050 WFAN with the news. Here's Asa.
And at 5:34, 63 degrees. Good evening. Here are the headlines. Sources telling UPI New York Congressman Jack Kemp is calling it quits. Kemp finished a poor fourth among Republicans in the Super Tuesday races. Word is Kemp will announce his withdrawal from the campaign at a news conference tomorrow. The Grumman Corporation announced today it's laying off 700 employees, 600 work on Long Island. And the Writers Guild strike spread to the East Coast today with picket lines outside the MGM building in Manhattan. Some TV soap operas have already been affected by the 3-day-old walkout, likewise some network TV talk shows. On Wall Street on the New York Stock Exchange, the Dow closed at 2,074.27, down 6.80. Average price per share was down 3 cents. On the Amex, price per share was up 15 cents. The WFAN weather forecast for the tri-state area. Showers likely this evening, possibly heavy at times, the low around 40. Tomorrow, partly sunny and breezy, the high near 50. I'm Asa Dorfman for Sports Radio 1050. Now with WFAN Shadow Traffic, here's Dennis O'Mara.
Word just in from the Department of Traffic. Tomorrow morning at 6, they'll reopen the southbound Van Wyck at Northern Boulevard. Structural work from problems of a couple weeks ago should be cleared by then. That's for tomorrow morning. In Queens now, traffic still delayed at the LIE on the Cross Island, result of an earlier accident. The FDR is bumper to bumper southbound from the Triborough through the 80s and then slow again for a mile at the Brooklyn Bridge. And both Holland and Lincoln tunnels have outbound delays of 25 minutes. Trains are running on time now. I'm Dennis O'Mara. Shadow traffic on Sports Radio 1050.
There's big money riding on America's winners, because right now at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer, we're offering our biggest and best cashback savings ever. We're giving up to $2,500 cash back to you, depending on the new model you choose from your dealer's stock. Buy a luxurious Chrysler New Yorker Turbo, and you'll get $2,500 back. Buy a hot new LeBaron GTS and get $750 back. Get a big, comfortable Chrysler Fifth Avenue, and America's Winners Savings give you $1,000 back. And be sure to see your participating New York, New Jersey, or Fairfield County Chrysler Plymouth dealer for Chrysler's $500 Clean Sweep coupon. And you'll get back a total of $2,000 on another of America's winners, the beautiful LeBaron Coupe. See them today. Drive them. Feel the performance, the comfort, the quality. America's winners are waiting with big savings to you at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. See him today and let him make you an American winner, too.
All right, thank you very much. Pete Franklin in conversation with you. Going to be with you right up until 7. The Mets played today, and they bombed the Baltimore Orioles in an exhibition game. I'm not going to get excited one way or the other. You ever get any aches and pains? Raise your hand if you get aches and pains. Come on, raise your hand. You do? Get aches and pains? What from? Golf? Tennis? Jogging? Whatever. At long last, there is a natural remedy that can really help. Eucalyptus ointment, made from plants, contains ingredients from eucalyptus leaves grown in China. Now, eucalyptus has been used in this country for 4 years with very dramatic results. For example, a lady in Illinois writes, "It was like a miracle. The pain in my knee went away." And Dominic Gentili, head trainer for the Green Bay Packer football team, says, "Our players are very excited about eucalyptus because of its consistent pain-relieving qualities." Thank you, Dominic. And you too will be amazed how eucalyptus relieves your pain without anything artificial. And you can try eucalyptus with money-back guarantee. To order, call toll-free 1-800 453-9200. That's 1-800-453-9200. Now, by the way, this is the same fabulous eucalyptus and ointment used by the Packers, the Rams, the Dolphins, and a bundle of other pro teams now available to you at long last. Give them a call at 1-800-453-9200. What was that number? You said it too fast. I'm sorry. 1-800-453-9200. Visa and MasterCard welcome. I do talk to myself at times, and if you did this kind of work, you would too. Yes. All right, now this is a very exciting moment for our audience out there. We're going to give something away. Going to give them a freebie. Going to give them a freebie. All right, let's get greedy, man. Let's get greedy, man. Let's give them the chance of a lifetime. The chance of a lifetime to get something on the house, to get something on the cup, to get something that they've always wanted. Something free!
And now, get your little dialing fingers by the phone
The welfare
because
check didn't arrive today.
it's time
What
for
can I get
the
for nothing?
fun game show, Green! And the man
That's it.
knows Mr. Green, your host.
All right.
Frank
How are ya? How are ya? Let's hear the applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give me a smile. That's it. We really have today we have a good prize, gang. Today they loosened up the front office. I mean, they come shaking down. The guys loosen up. You know what we're giving away? We're giving away 2 tickets, 2 seats, Friday night, right? Friday night, Big East tournament. Wow! I mean, that is a hell of a prize. That's a hell of a prize. No more bags of potato chips. No more Cracker Jacks. We're giving away 2 tickets to the Big East Friday night. Now, here's the catch. You got to be on the line talking to me because I'm going to get tough about this. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. You're only eligible to win if you're on my line and you say, I'm greedy. I want the tickets. Now, I'll ask you 3 questions about basketball. If you can answer, you got to get 3 out of 3. You get the 2 tickets, and you go to 2 good seats Friday night, big game. That's a hell of a prize. I mean, really good. Hello there.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right.
All right, what's on your mind? What's shaking?
I just want to give a statement about Devil Strawberry and
Yeah, all right.
Johnson.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, no, we are not dealing now with the Mets. We are dealing with baseball.
Yes.
Now, of all the managers, there are no problem. Now, dealing from David Johnson dealing with, we have as the black staff and the team.
The what?
We have our George Faster, Kevin Mitchell, I'm dealing row back, Rafael Santana, Darryl Strawberry, Mookie Wilson, and Dwight Gooden. Now, all the black staff,
the Black Stars,
David Johnson should be investigated of all of this. Now, first of all...
Wait, man. Wait, man. I don't understand what you're saying. What is that? What has the black got to do with Darryl Strawberry's comments? What has that got to do with Darryl Strawberry's comments about all the players on the team? He didn't just attack the manager. He attacked all his teammates, right?
I'm just going to show you something.
All right, you show me. Go ahead.
Let's go from...
Because I don't want to get into this racial thing. You understand that? I ain't got Al Sharpton in the studio defending me. All right, go ahead.
Anyhow, George Foster was there.
He's a good ball player, George.
Huh?
Yeah, don't you think so?
Right, he's always a good ball player.
All right, he was a good ball player.
I agree that with...
What is any of this got to do with black and white, man?
I don't know, because of all the stuff that always... That's what I'm saying. Because of all the stuff that David Johnson always have a problem with and always put a problem...
You are accusing... Wait a minute, man. Let's get this very clear. You are accusing David Johnson of being a racist.
Right.
All right. That's what I figured you were doing. Then what is Darryl Strawberry if he's knocking his teammates? What is Darryl Strawberry? He ain't knocking just Davey. He's knocking the whole gang.
Yeah, but we got...
Are you telling me the whole Mets team are racist?
No, nobody knows what happened behind a closed door. Now, it's like if you work somewhere, you cannot know what's going on inside. Now, we cannot deal with just what David Johnson says or what anybody else says about Strawberry. You have to be in it to know what's going on in there.
No. I'm telling you something. You're my teammate. You understand? You're my teammate. You're my guy. You're my teammate. I don't give a damn what color you are. You're my teammate. I ain't going to say nothing bad about you to the press. If I got some beef with you, I'm going to come right at you straight on, you and me, one-on-one. You dig?
Right.
Because that's the way a man does it. You don't go rapping to the media. You don't go rapping to the media. He's a baseball player. He's not a politician. He's a hell of a great baseball player.
That's why David Johnson should not. But remember one thing.
David Johnson's the manager, man. He's the guy making the decisions. He's the guy making the moves. He's the man that took Darryl Strawberry and put him number 4, and Darryl had a great season.
Okay, but you don't make it clear my point. What I have to say is that all the problem he always bring up is against the 6 black stuff.
That's what you're saying. In other words, all right, I understand. I understand. In other words,
Turning Strawberry is Sid Milker Wilson.
All right, I understand. In other words, what you're saying is that all the white guys on that team, no matter what they do, Davy Johnson has nothing bad to say about it.
Right.
That's what you're saying in plain English. You mean the guy is a racist. The mother is a racist. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Hey, if everybody look into that point. Look into that point. You want to tell me there's no...
My man, I give you the stage. I hear what you got to say. You stated your position, and let's hear what other people have to say. All right? That's fair. That's the best I can do. All right? All he said was Davy Johnson is a racist. That's all. Nothing more complicated than that. All right, welcome to the Pete Franklin Show. Dale Carnegie couldn't make it today, so I thought I'd show up and add a little warmth to your life. Sheesh, that's pretty heavy. That's pretty heavy. Will I get Al Sharpton on the show before the show's over? You know, Al's all over town. He's representing everybody. That's it. I said that, man. Will Al come down here? I like his jewelry, frankly. I really do. I'm going to get in trouble with all that. No, I'm not going to get in trouble with all that. I'm in trouble when I wake up in the morning. Because, you know, I'm a guy that I don't have to worry about that like everyone else. I offend everyone. Pure and simple. Everyone. I'm not prejudiced. I'm against everybody. Let's understand that. Right off the bat, I ain't for nobody. I'm against everybody. That's Pete Franklin.
The fine families who own their own Carvel ice cream stores are happy to offer you their new money-saving coupon book. This exclusive book offers you savings on your favorite Carvel ice cream cakes and novelties. And there's savings on cakes for St. Patrick's Day, like Hug Me O Bear and Cookie O Puss. So if you don't already have one of these coupon books, stop in and pick one up at your local Carvel dealer and save on Carvel, America's freshest ice cream.
Well, we make the freshest ice cream every day at Carvel. America's freshest ice cream every way at Carvel. We've got ice cream cake like the gourmet makes. We custom decorate Carvel.
A suit this good at a price like that?
Hey, I'll take 2. I'd expect to pay much more.
It's another great item from Sears. Our Oakton Limited polyester and wool blend 2-piece suits at our lowest price of the season.
Boy, what a great price.
Yeah.
In regular shorts and longs, double and single-breasted style jackets, pleated or plain front trousers, all for just $99.
Just $99? You're kidding.
You save over $60.
On second thought, maybe I'll take 3.
There's more for your life. Sale ends Saturday.
Sports Radio 1050 WFAN.
For a number of months, you've heard me mention Mr. B at Empire Ford in Mount Vernon, the total commitment dealer in total customer satisfaction. And at Empire Ford, they got a slogan. They got a philosophy. It's a way of life with them. They listen to you, the customer. That's quite a statement. That's quite a philosophy. It's quite a way of life there. I want you to take my advice. I want you to listen to me. Do yourself a favor. Don't do me any favor. Do yourself a favor. If you're in the market for a new Ford car, a truck, even a used car, check out Empire Ford in Mount Vernon first. You owe it to yourself. Listen to me. Listen to what I'm telling you. They do appreciate your business. They're going to listen to you. And in New York, nobody listens to anybody. They'll guarantee you're going to be happy. You're going to be thrilled with the car you choose. That's a guarantee. That's a lock. Total customer satisfaction is part of every deal. That includes follow-up service, maintenance, repairs, the whole schmear. That's what makes Mr. B's Empire Ford the #1 Ford dealer in Westchester and the Bronx for sales and service. You got it. No two ways about it. So join the Empire Ford team. Empire Ford, 211 East Sanford Boulevard. They're in Mount Vernon. You want to write the phone number down and give them a call? Fine. Make you feel good? Give them a call, 914-664-6900. 914-664-6900. Better yet, take it out there. The customer's #1 at Empire Ford. No kidding. He really is. All right. Now, remember, you got to ask for these tickets for Friday night, the Big East Tournament. 2 super tickets. Ask for the tickets. Tell me you're greedy. We'll give you the questions. You answer 3 out of 3 on college basketball. You got the tickets. We only got 2 tickets, so it's up to you. Hello there.
I know nothing about college basketball, but I'll give it a shot.
All right, that's good. Who was the MVP of the first Big East tournament? You know?
I have no idea.
All right, then what did you want to talk to me about then?
I don't think Davy Johnson is racist. I think that's... I don't know how he gets that idea, but I do think that this Darryl Strawberry thing is mostly his fault.
Uh-huh.
Other teams have had real problems, you know, the A's of the 70s, the Reds.
Sure.
Inside, but they kept it inside the clubhouse, and I think that that's mostly the leadership and the manager. I don't question Davy's leadership on the field, but off the field, he just has to step through and say that he's the leader of this team and just keep it within the clubhouse.
I don't think that this particular incident is a question of being in the clubhouse because the particular incident involved a sports writer who's looking for blood and sat down with Darryl Strawberry, got an interview with him and got him to open his mouth and then quoted him, obviously accurately. Mike Lupica, I've enjoyed reading. I find him entertaining, by the way.
So do I.
I find him entertaining, and he's a rodent studying, a little mouse studying to be a rat. He's trying to take over Dick Young's spot, and with any luck, he will. And he's doing what he's got to do, and the rest of the media is blowing it up, and they're going to overblow it. You got to remember, the guys who write in this town don't write for you. The Newsday writes to beat the Times. The Times writes to beat the News. They write to beat the Post. It's a very competitive situation, and it leads to overblown situation. You make a mountain out of a molehill, but Strawberry was still wrong talking to a reporter and ripping his teammates. That's between him and his teammates. When you call a guy a quitter, and that's what he called Gary Carter. He said the kid just quit.
Yeah.
You call a man a quitter, I don't know what